Hello student, in this video I am going to discuss about few topics about how we can collect facts. To design an information system or to analyze a system, we need to gather the facts about the system or facts about the process to develop the system. Okay, so basically in many texts or many contexts you can find four different methods, but also there might exist some other text or some books it might give two or few more. Okay, but in general you can find in most cases four methods, but there might be more two or three more few one or few fact finding techniques available in different documents. So basically we'll try to explain this four only in this video, and it's your choice. You can go for another methods, and also you can develop your own method also. That is would be very nice thing, but try to, this main aim is to find the facts only. So first, mainly we need to know about fact finding techniques. Overview is that we have to identify the information you need during that development phase of the system. So for that you need to develop a plan how to gather the facts or information. So mainly in general, also in day-to-day life, also to know the facts we always ask questions. So what are the questions? Like who or what or where or when or how and why. These are the main questions to be asked by you to know the information. So difference between asking what is being done and what could or should be done. Obviously there is difference. First difference, what is being done and what could or should be done. So these type of question will obviously give you information or facts, and in that way you can build the system, or in that way you can analyze the system. And to do that you need to devise a plan to gather the facts. So first is observation. First method is observation. The aim of observation is to find out what actually happens, not what the workers think, observes, expect to see. So in this method, the aim of observation is to find out what actually happens, not the perspective, not the expectation, but the main facts about the observation, what actually happens. So there are advantages and disadvantages for this method. Like data gathered can be very reliable. If you really try to find out what really happened, then you will might gather lots of reliable data, and you can see exactly what is being done in complex tasks. And obviously in information system design, there is going to be lots of tasks which are very complex, and that is why through that observation you might find out what is really happening or going to be happening. Relatively inexpensive compared with other techniques. Because why? That is question to you. Why this is inexpensive? Relatively inexpensive compared to other techniques. And fourth advantage is that we can do work on measurements, and disadvantages are like people may perform differently when being observed. So that is a problem with the situation. People might work differently during that observation and differently during the real time. So there is a disadvantage in this situation. Timing can be inconvenient. Interruptions may occur during that observation. Some tasks not always perform the same way. Obviously, every task might not be executed in the same order or in same way. So observation might lead to a different perspective. may observe wrong way of doing things, and it is the point is that you might observe something in a wrong way. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of observation. And the second method is that examination of documents. Documents are like the documents which are related to the system. So all documents which are used within the system need to be examined in this method. This will be eventually duplicated, replaced with alternative version, or even discarded in the new system. So there is a risk involved in this method is that the document might be changed in time, or it might be replaced totally with new system. The point is that in this method you need to analyze the documents. You need to examine the documents which are associated with the system. So what type of document you can examine, like the data capture forms, or you can say in different organization people try to capture the data in Excel. So Excel can be a different it can be seen as a form or a document, and you can analyze or you can examine this Excel form or data. And there might be system documentation. System documentation means suppose there is a computer, and there might be some documentation about the computer, and like that there may be lots of documentation about different systems or different machines or equipments that are involved in the system, and documentations you need to examine. And then you need to examine the business reports, cost, profits, loss, everything, invoices, bills, letters. These things you can examine, okay, to find the facts about the system. Third one is questionnaire. Now, the use of questionnaire is a very popular method of fact finding. In many cases, like in different field of research of business, they try to gather the information using questionnaire, but it takes some time. A great deal of time is spent on preparing the questionnaire, because those questions involved in the questionnaires need to be very perfect, and those questions need to be such a way that it should gather lots of information in a few number of questions. Asking few or minimal questions, you need to gather lots of data. So it might take lots of time to prepare the questionnaires, but it is very helpful in different times, in different aspects, in different systems, and it is very popular. So there are two types of questionnaires, or there might be another ones also, but in general we can see it might be free format questionnaire and it might be fixed format questionnaire. So a free format questionnaire is like a questionnaire designed to offer the respondent greater latitude in the answer. Means they can describe the answer, or they can provide the answer in a descriptive way, or those answer might be in you can provide the answer, or the user or the respondent provide the answer in a very latitude way. Okay, a question is asked and the respondent records the answer in space provided after the question. It's like descriptive type. But in the fixed format questionnaire, a questionnaire containing question that requires selecting an answer from the predefined. Here you can see the difference between these two. Fixed format follows a predefined answer, and the user need to choose the one among the predefined answers. So that is why this is fixed format questionnaire. So there are advantages and disadvantages among questionnaires. Like advantages are like often can be answered quickly, and people can complete at their convenience. Relatively inexpensive way to gather data from a large number. Allow for anonymity. Yes, that is very important point. Through questionnaire you can hide the information of the respondent. So in that way you can allow for anonymity, and it creates a good data in that way. Responses can be tabulated quickly, because you have formatted that question paper or questionnaire, and in that way you can quickly tabulate that responses. Okay, And disadvantages are like returning rate is even or often low, because lots of people might not return, lots of respondents might not return your questionnaire. No guarantee that an individual will answer all questions. Obviously, no opportunity to reward or explain misunderstood question, because suppose you have put some question in the questionnaire and some people might understand it wrong, so there is no way to make them understand after getting that questionnaire by the respondent. So no opportunity to reward or explain misunderstood questions, and cannot observe body language. You can observe the person's body language or the respondent's body language, and it is difficult to prepare. It is difficult to prepare those questions. So those are the disadvantages of the questionnaire. And fourth method is an interview can take. You can take an interview, okay, in an organized way or a personal way, okay, to find the facts about the system. Okay, there are lots of or different types of interview can happen. Like it can be unstructured interview, it can be structured interview, it can be open-ended question, it can be closed-ended question. What are these? Unstructured interview conducted with only a general goal or subject in mind, with few, if any, specific questions. The interviewer counts on the interviewee to provide a framework and direct the conversation. So this interview is unstructured, and in that case the subject will be very specific. Okay, in structured interview, interviewer has a specific set of questions to ask of the interviewee. Okay, and third one is open-ended question that allows the interviewer to respond in any way. It means interviewee can respond that question in any different way that he or she wants. So that is open-ended question. And fourth one is closed-ended question, a question that restricts the answer to either specific choices or short or direct responses like yes or no or multiple choice type questions. Those are closed-ended questions. So there are disadvantages and advantages of interviews. So in advantages, it gives analyze opportunity to motivate the interviewee to respond freely and openly, and allow analysts to probe for more feedback, permit analysts to adopt or reward questions for each individual, can observe non-verbal communication. It means we can understand the behavior of the respondent, and also if they don't understand the question, we can repeat the question and we can make them understand, and in that way we can gather the facts the way we want. Okay, and it allows the analyst to probe for more feedback through interview, and it becomes a real-time scenario and you can get the data in real time, and it gives you opportunity to motivate the interview also. But disadvantage is that it might consume more time to interview the interviewees one by one. If there is large number of interviewees, then it will take more number of time. Success highly dependent on analyst human relation skill. Obviously, if you conduct an interview, then your communication skill or your connecting skills or your connected to other people's skill need to be more high. That in that way you can collect the information from that interviewee person. Maybe impartial due to location of the interviewees. So these are few drawbacks of these interviews. So these are different type of fact finding methods. So how can you find a strategy? How can you find a fact finding strategy? So point is that you need to learn from existing documents, forms, reports and files. If appropriate, observe the system in action. Okay. And third, given all the facts already collected, design and distribute questionnaires to clear up things that are not fully understood. And then you can conduct an interview or group discussions or group work sessions. And fifth, that's optional, build discovery of prototypes. After this 1, 2, 3 and 4, you can create a prototype model of your system. and then you can find the functional requirements that are not understood, or for requirements that need to be validated. So this is optional. Okay, follow up to verify facts, and that is also more important, because when you gather the facts, it is need to be follow up and it is need to be verified, and in that way the facts going to be very helpful in building the information system, or develop a system, or to analyze the system. Okay, I'll share this material, that try to go through this and try to expand it more, try to explore more in various online portals or online materials. Okay, if you find any difficulty or if you have any question, please let me know. We'll discuss that over Google Meet. Thank you.